What's up, Wisconsin? This is Raised in Wisco. I'm your host, Joel Clayfish, coming to you from the great state of Wisconsin in the Fish Bowl in Concord, Wisconsin, on civic media stations throughout Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota. Woo-hoo. We are in the thick of it, the heart of it. Winter is here, and hunting is going on in leaps and bounds. Sitting next to me, side by side with me, in the fields, in the forage, in the forest, and on the water of Wisconsin, the Danielle Fairman, co-host of Raised in Wisco, co-host of Kill It, Clean It, Cook It, and co-host of Game Outdoors before that. Those were the TV shows I did like 20 years ago.
Yeah, we knew each other.
It's been a long time.
Way back then.
I know, it's so crazy that I look younger now.
It is. You look so young.
Thank
How do you do that? It's like, should we call you Benjamin?
A lot of Botox.
There's Botox in about, I take 3 times the amount of collagen per day that is daily recommendation.
Oh.
I do. I take 3.
Congratulations.
You know what collagen is?
Yes.
It's like made of like cow hooves or something.
Yes, just hooves.
I'm not kidding. People don't know when they're eating Jell-O, they're eating like the hooves of animals. That's what Jell-O comes from.
That's gross.
Okay. Yes, I knew I could not talk about food for very long without the chef extraordinaire, the award-winning culinarian, classically trained in French culinary, Chef Ellie Lawton is here as well.
Guys, I've been on a gelatin bender.
What?
Bender?
Okay, well, I don't even have any idea what that means.
Yeah.
How do you get on a gelatin bender?
Well, I stopped
like
eating.
Jell-O? You're eating Jell-O?
Well, basically.
What is happening?
I mean, there's always room
I
for
decided
Jell-O.
I wasn't going to eat candy from the store anymore. So I was going to start making my own. So I have started making my own candy. And
okay,
it's basically it's a thicker version of a Jell-O jiggler. So I've been on a gelatin bender.
What is a Jell-O jiggler?
You guys don't know what a Jell-O jiggler is? Somebody help me out.
Nobody knows what
It's like
is it related to a Jell-O shot?
That's all I keep thinking is Jell-O shots.
Oh, it is. It's a Jell-O shot.
I'm the alcoholic of this group.
Jacob's.
Megan needs the mic. We're cutting her in already.
We think we know what's going on this show.
But
I'm just telling you, Jacob, at home in the studio.
A Jell-O jiggler.
A Jell-O jiggler is the thing that Bill Crosby used to make on television.
Yes.
With you'd use your cookie cutters and you'd make a sheet of Jell-O and you'd cut them out and you'd have little shapes of Jell-O.
Yes.
They
are
finger Jell-O.
It's a Jell-O cookie.
No,
finger Jell-O.
No,
we're Jell-O, but it's a Jell-O
jiggler.
Okay,
Jell-O cookie.
When I was growing up,
they would hold them up and jiggle them, and they'd say, "This is my Jell-O jiggler."
Well,
it's a Jell-O cookie.
So,
guys.
anyways, I've been on a gelatin bender. And gelatin is very, very healthy for you, just like collagen. It's
I imagine
basically
it does
about the same thing.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
so I've been making these delicious gummies. I mean, they don't have anything wild in them. It's just gelatin and fruit and Manuka honey and stuff. Ugh. Yeah, and I haven't been eating candy from the store. It's awesome.
Yay.
Okay, well that's great. I mean,
Megan had one. I mean, my recipe's not perfect yet, but it's getting better each week.
I have an issue with Jell-O. I don't mind like Jell-O if gelatin's in a lot of recipes.
Yeah,
and I don't mind it in pies. A lot of times it's used as a thickener.
Pie's a pie.
But if I eat like finger Jell-O, my mom used to make it out of Knox gelatin. And they were called Knox blocks. Finger Jell-O is what we called them as kids. And all I can remember about that consistency, that really, really firm Jell-O, is that it would strike my gag reflex and I would struggle. I would absolutely struggle to swallow.
Sounds like it really knocked your block off.
It knocks. Jacob, write it down. The first dad joke
He's on it.
Came from Chef Lawton.
I don't know if all this Jell-O talk behooves us.
Jacob. You're the best. Yeah, so sorry to get sideways, but the gelatin bender is real.
Well, the only Jell-O that I can think of.
I'm going to bring
shots,
some next week, so get excited for it, people.
Okay.
Everybody's having gelatin.
So is that you weekly Wisco? All your Jell-O?
No,
Jell-O
no,
shots.
but it's been like a little chemistry lab in my kitchen lately. It's super fun.
I absolutely used to love when in chemistry class when the teacher would make something that you could all eat at the end of it. Whether it was like the the ice, the dry ice boiling in the cup or whatever. I love that stuff.
Chemistry teacher never fed us.
I guess the recurring theme is that I always loved everything if it had food involved in it in some way. But that's what being from Wisconsin's about. And hey,
we have a full studio today. We should probably get to our weekly Wiscos.
I'm getting there. We have a full studio, and we had so much fun with these guys that we brought them back to the show.
Yes.
They are the, I can't. It's
We have
so
the third
hard
now. The
for me to
third's here.
say that. The Deer Dorks.
Why
The Dorks are here.
It's because it's such a
Dorky thing.
word.
It's such
a fun
it's
word.
a degrading name.
It's better than nerds.
Deer
We could be
But they
nerds.
named themselves that.
Actually, our wives. We as a reminder, our wives named us. Unfortunately.
So it's perfect.
And
It's
that's-
absolutely
I'd
perfect.
say that's pretty PG for what a wife can name you.
That's Todd Filter
Yes.
talking, and he brought along Mike Theiler and Dean. And I'm going to struggle with the Sabel.
Sabel. Dang, nabbit.
Is the last
dang, I
name.
got it wrong.
So Dean,
Sabel.
Mike, and Todd call themselves the Deer Dorks, and there's actually a history to it. I don't think we laughed as hard as we ever have as when they were on the show. And we had so much fun with them, and we have had outreach from listeners. So we decided to have them back, and they were gracious enough to bring the third dork along with them. And I want to talk, if you didn't hear, I want to know how on earth a group of successful guys end up calling themselves dorks. How did that happen?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just because that's what we do is we dork out over deer. I mean, and when we get together, it seems like that's the topic du jour. And I don't even know how we come up with so many different ways to talk about the same thing over and over again, or at least different experiences, but it just keeps coming out. Hence why our wives named us such.
Yeah, I love it. We have the fancy cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity.
Yes,
Yep.
fancy cybersecurity.
Yes.
Deer Solutions. And what is it that you do? We never got to the third one.
Mike, we know
Welcome,
these guys
Mike.
actually. All
Hey,
these
thank you,
guys
thank you.
actually
So
have
weird.
jobs for is to
they're
support
real.
their habit of deer hunting, and they've all angled it toward that. We got a tech guy, we've got a landscape guy, right? Quote in air quotes, landscape guy,
Yeah.
who's watching all the cameras to help your landscaping.
Oh, you have a deer problem? Let me mark
Say,
it on my
I was
Onyx.
noticing you had a deer problem. I know Joel Clayfish passed a law that you can hunt anywhere in the state. Do you mind if I just, do surveillance on the deer in your backyard with a bow in my hand? How convenient, Todd. Mike, what do you do?
don't have to yell at him for
I'm
it.
not yelling. I'm just excited. Hey, Chef Lawton, slow down. I'm just excited.
It's the gelatin. It
We
gives me
talked
a lot
about
of energy.
food. Now we're talking about deer. I'm very excited about this.
Oh,
Whoa.
Well,
whoa.
you forgot that Todd usually asks to sit on their back deck while they're hunting.
Oh, Todd.
Ew, you're getting ratted out.
Way to go, Todd.
So, Mike, what is it that you do outside of the deer hunting?
Yeah, so what supports my habit is software consulting. So I'm
Oh,
part of the
jeez.
Salesforce implementations and
So you
doing
guys are
software
nerds
consulting.
and
Yeah.
dorks.
You guys
I
are
like
all,
it.
yeah, you
I
all
like
guys
it.
are all very kind of have very nerdy backgrounds, and that's how
That's
you
pretty
make your
sweet.
money and
You guys
are
don't
able
seem
to
like
do what you
nerdy folks.
What do nerdy folks seem like?
Really?
I don't know.
We didn't say we fit in.
I don't know.
Neither do I. Is that
Have you
right?
looked at their outfits? I mean, the only thing missing is Crocs, for God's sake.
What? What's wrong with Crocs? What's wrong with Crocs?
Nothing at all.
Dang, I had mine on too, and I took them off.
Your winter
Yes.
Crocs?
They definitely need to be in sport mode at this time of year.
Yes,
Definitely
yes,
do.
for sure.
Four-wheel drive mode. Hey, we got our weekly Wisco this week, and I would like to talk about. I'd like to start off by saying I have a Danielle-style weekly Wisco this
Oh,
week
why is it negative, Danielle?
because
I
Danielle,
have
you
life
started with all of these
lessons.
weekly Wiscos that either ended up with you at the bottom of a lake or in jail or sick or something. So.
I think this is called
Those teaching
instead
moments.
of the weekly Wisco, it should be the Damn It Danielle hour.
Damn it, Danielle.
The weekly Wiscos are the damn it, Danielle. Damn it, Jim. I'm giving her all she's got.
Give her the beans.
Well, I was driving home in the snow, one of the many snowstorms we've had
Yes.
the past few weeks, and I'm not going to say I wasn't completely paying attention to the road because I was, but in the country, a lot of times the roads are not. They're not plowed or salted at all, and I was following the tracks in the road ahead of me. There was one set of tracks, and I followed the tracks. What I didn't realize is the tracks were driving off the road into the ditch. So I literally followed the tracks
Into the ditch. Oh, no.
into the ditch. And I sat there for a minute in the ditch thinking, well, this is great. So I just started kind of rocking the back and forth and drive and and reverse. And then I finally reversed and I got myself out of the ditch. But it was like a 10, 12-minute endeavor. And what it did is teach me and show me that no matter how much you drive in the snow and slippery weather, when it comes back every year, you got to be very careful doing it.
Oh,
So
yes.
that's my weekly Wisco. Mike, you got the mic. So
I do,
what
I
did
do.
you do
Mike.
outdoors this past week? Anything exciting?
Yeah, actually, so during the gun deer season, I actually brought home a tree from our land up in northern Wisconsin.
A tree?
And yeah,
A tree. A Christmas tree.
Oh,
yeah. No
right
roots,
there with
no
you,
roots
Danielle. I'm like,
attached.
where is this going?
Yeah. So yeah, we brought that.
That
home.
was so
Now, Mike, did you shoot that tree first? Or?
I have hit trees with bullets before, by mistake, of course. But yeah, I brought a tree home, and it's been sitting in my driveway for a while now. And I
What?
think the Amazon driver got
Bring
sick
it
of-
in.
Well, yeah,
It's
my own
cold.
laziness, those
Sounds like
type of
Griswold
things start to
Christmas.
accumulate. Yeah.
It's gonna be a squirrel, a bird.
So I finally
everything in
put it
there.
up in the house. So we're good
job.
now. It's
nice.
it's in place.
Well, good. Danielle, you got a weekly Wisco for us?
I spent the whole weekend, well, not the whole weekend, 4 hours at a time, at Fletcher Arms with that gun that I bought, the handgun.
So Fletcher
cool.
Arms is a
It's a-
firearms store.
Correct. They have two stores, I believe two stores, one in Pewaukee and one in Waukesha. They're gun ranges, and the one in Pewaukee also has classrooms. So I've been taking their gun classes. Just you
Awesome.
could never
Cool.
know enough.
So fun.
Handgun or rifle?
Handgun. They have handgun, rifle, and shotgun classes, but they have 4 or 5 handgun classes. So
It blows your mind how many different intricacies there are to different style pistols.
yes, and when you're used to holding a shotgun, then having to go to a handgun and be precise.
Yeah.
I learned that your non-dominant hand is your steering wheel, and your right hand or your dominant hand is the gas pedal.
All right.
Because your
I
left
like
hand
that.
has to guide it, the other hand just holds
Well,
it and pulls
both
the trigger.
of my steering
nice.
wheel and my throttle were in the wrong place when I ended up in the ditch.
Yes,
So.
they were.
Dean, what do you got?
I think probably some cold weather bow hunting folly. I think is the best.
Ooh,
one.
the word
So,
folly intrigues me.
correct. So yeah, I was on a piece of property that was not muzzleloader. It was bow only. And of course, the biggest buck I saw all season comes out and sits broadside at 86 yards for me.
Wonderful.
Oh my.
I
Yes.
feel like that's a really good spot.
86 yards.
Yes. And then, I tried calling them closer and things like that. And I'm all big puffy. And next thing you know, my bow goes out of the stand onto the ground.
Oh, no.
Bummer.
I dropped my bow this year, too. It happens to the best of us. We got a few more weekly Wiscos. The Deer Dorks are here. We're going to hear what they're up to in the woods and food, of course, on Raised in Wisco. This is Raised in Wisco, your one-stop shop for everything in the great outdoors of the great state of Wisconsin. My name is Joel Clayfish. I have the privilege and honor of steering this righteous ship to the depths and beyond, along with my co-captain, Danielle Fairman, who actually probably
Oh
has
boy, there's a laugh
more-
after that.
probably has more guts on the open water than I do as she
Yes.
goes out hunting those sea ducks and 5-foot swells with
Yes.
Mike Keller on Lake Michigan. That's a little
It's
crazy.
fun.
Hey, this
Megan
show.
knows about that now.
Yes, our sommelier, our sommelier pirate, knows about what it's like to head into the big water and shoot those beautiful What are
Old
those called? Old
squaws.
squaw, the long-tailed
squaw.
ducks. Yeah, they are beautiful. Hey, you can listen to us on civic media stations throughout Wisconsin, Michigan, and Minnesota. And if you don't catch us live, Saturdays at 11 a.m., you can always go and find us on our podcast on civicmedia.com. And where else, Danielle?
Civicmedia.com, as well as Spotify and Apple Music, as well as YouTube.
Yeah.
You can see our beautiful faces.
So there is no excuse. And I'm going to tell you, I'm excited because next week, we have got our number one listener, George Ermert, who is also on the board of the Wisconsin Waterfowl
Yay.
Association.
Also known as your best friend.
Your
Say
best
it-
friend.
Say it right away.
We're going to
We all
clear
know
this up once we have George on the show next week because he says I'm his best friend quite a bit. And I don't know if he's just teasing me with that or if he really means
definitely
it.
not teasing you.
You don't think so? You think he means it?
He has the other half of your
Yeah,
heart.
I was just gonna say you have matching
Just
necklaces.
because we have the matching necklaces with the little broken heart down the middle does not, those are not meant in perpetuity. That's all I'm saying, okay? But if you're listening to us and joining us, we really appreciate it. This show is about everything in the great state of Wisconsin, the Midwest, how you can get outside and bring your outside to the inside with culinary creations from our Raised in Wisco official chef, Ellie Lawton, and what you can do in the outdoors that you may never have thought about. And that leads us to our guests, the Deer Dorks, three men who embrace that title. And we learned that their name was given to them by their wives, the Deer Dorks. And I want to hear, what do the Deer Dorks do that make them the Deer Dorks? Oh, now I'm getting nervous because Todd's passing the mic away from himself.
None of them know what to say right
does he
now.
not
They're like,
wanna
wait, you
answer
say
that?
no, you do.
Mike,
And I also want to know, what did the wives say after listening to the show?
And I have
Yeah,
another question too.
That's a great question. I'm going to be curious to see how our wives respond to this. But
I
yeah,
wish they were here.
I know, that would be awesome.
we are a variety of deer nonsense is really what we are. You know, the passion just drives us into conversations and then branching into different things that support our deer passion. So, so yeah, it's really fun, but it's weird. Usually there's beer involved and all those fun things.
Beer and deer? No.
wait a minute. There's beer involved in the planning of the hunts, is what you mean.
Oh yeah, yeah.
the
Those are
planning.
official Deer Dork meetings.
I like
Oh,
it.
my
That-
goodness.
That is definitely a requirement.
Yeah, and there's actually science, not just planning. I mean,
Science.
well,
With the
not
beer?
experimentation or
Can't wait to hear
anything, but I mean, we share articles. We get into all the different, like all the podcasts, all the things we get our hands on about studying deer movement, all the anything that makes us more effective when we're out in the woods.
What was
And,
the latest and greatest thing you learned this year?
Actually, patterning deer during the rut, and actually we've been just talking about that too. How
interesting.
deer can year over year, like almost down to the day, can be very very patterned, especially in aged bucks. So, not that we're waiting for the exact day every year, but now that we've learned all this, and we actually had a podcast we're listening to, that it actually looks like some of the studies that have been out there recently through the University of Wisconsin and whatnot that they've been doing have shown that a deer can really be patterned year over year if it survives, obviously through the next season. That you can really get down into his, right down to his bedroom or his habits, right down to a week, right down to a day, year over year.
Oh, wow.
Really? So tell me what some of those things are that you're talking about. When you listen to other podcasts to learn how to pattern deer, I want to know right now, and I want you to share with our listeners what you learned about the rut that we can pass on and ruin your secret that you got your little club
So
gets
pretty
to know.
much
I
we're
wanna
all
know.
members of the club now.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, we exchange deer cam pics like there's no tomorrow, and we all have those deer. I mean, everybody has that buck that appears early in the fall. It's the deer. It's your number one, and all of a sudden it disappears for 2 months.
Yeah.
And then he reappears in December and or whatever it might be. And then, but the study was saying that a lot of times that deer is going to be patterned to that exact way every single time. He's probably in the same place in October, the same place in November. He's by you in September. It's a matter of actually picking up on that and actually capitalizing on it the next year.
Nice.
That type of thing. So now you have to really get into your pictures and study them and archive them and number them, and we maybe do that a little bit. But
How
I
many,
mean,
need a
how
deer
many
room.
hours a week do you
A
guys
war
spend on
room.
the phone together?
it's a lot of texts and
Yeah.
pictures and
I
all of that.
bet.
So
Nonstop.
Nice.
So tell me what you've learned studying the rut and studying studies about the rut this year. that changed the way you will hunt?
I think for me, one of the things was the timing of deer movement, even in the rut. So
what does that mean?
So when they're on their feet during the day is, when a deer will move during the day, there's kind of, and again, this is kind of science, as Todd said, is that, we all have heard the rumors of the 10 to 2 window when the bucks move.
Yeah.
And they actually had the study where they really didn't show that there was a lot of movement between 10 and 2, where it was still dusk.
When is it?
Yeah.
It was still kind of the normal dawn and dusk was when the majority of that
Even
movement.
during the rut. So the old adage that, hey, they're moving during the day during the rut because they're chasing and they act differently isn't really necessarily true.
Well, every deer is different, and they could do that. But if they put it in a study with statistics and all that, all that stuff, they didn't really see a big bump during that time. It was just normal.
Yeah, we're going to learn more about that and other secrets, and we're going to learn some of the crazy things the Deer Dorks have done. Plus, we got culinary coming up with Chef Lawton. This is Raised in Wisco. Raised in Wisco. If you're just joining us, this show's got a little bit for everybody. Everything we do in the outdoors of Wisconsin, from the exciting to the peaceful to the joy-filled to the emotional, the sunsets, the sunrises, the changes in colors, the camping, the hiking, the sideways bananaing,
the gelatin.
You name it. That's kayaking.
Gelatin's kayaking?
Well, we do have a lot of cows in the States, so there is a lot of beef gelatin available. I don't know if it's cheaper here than other places, but I would imagine it is. We have the Deer Dorks on the show, and they study deer to the, I'd call it like next level study.
For sure.
I mean, these guys are not only watching their cameras like hawks, they're also studying reports from the University of Wisconsin. They're learning the nocturnal habits of deer as well as daytime movements of deer. And I guess what fascinates me most is what you're learning and how you're applying it to hunting. I mean, I want to know that. Mike, you got the mic, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so how we apply it to hunting, I will say, for starters, a lot of this stuff is, through the week while we're working, we're in constant exchange, but then we hit the field. And once we hit the field and we're sitting in a tree stand or whatever, we're giving each other moment by moment updates. So
you guys don't go out and hunt the same properties together. You are all on different properties, communicating what's going on, what you've been learning, and how you're applying it to your specific spot.
That, yes, exactly. As well as we each represent different areas of the state. So I'd be from the Northern Forest unit. Todd would be more of the central farmland zone, I guess, and Dean is more of the southeast. And I do get some deer hunting down here as well, but primarily up in the Northern Forest unit.
Oh, wow.
Tell me your greatest deer story.
Well, okay, the last 7 years now, actually, it'll be 6 years, I've spent mentoring my children on their hunts.
Okay, great.
If you take me back to, I have one daughter and 2 boys. The boys are just kind of naturally into hunting just after, watching me, following me. But the hunt with my daughter back in 2019, opening day of gun deer season, was probably...
You know this to the year, to the date. I like it.
I do. Everything I can picture.
It was a brisk morning.
Everything. the morning was nothing.
How old was she?
So she was... 2019.
Gosh, I hope
she's
the
10
wives
years
are
old. It
not
was her
listening.
first hunt,
perfect.
first year of hunt. But yeah, we were sitting in a tree stand together, and we were on an evening hunt. So we hunted the morning, nothing. We hunted the evening, and the goal was just to get her an adult deer.
Sure.
A doe, buck, didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
And we were sitting there. We got within about the last 45 minutes of daylight. of hunting hours, and I had a doe that came through. We're about 35 yards out, perfectly broadside, and I'm coaching her. I'm like, all right, get it on her, get behind the front shoulder. The doe was
mid body, behind the front shoulder.
Yep, exactly. And my daughter's left-handed, so she's very precise with everything she does, and there might be some connection there scientifically, but and she got behind the front shoulder, and she's like, it won't stop moving. She was waiting for it to stop, and the doe wouldn't stop moving. And all of a sudden, with the doe's movements, I was just like, oh my, I think there must be a buck behind her.
Oh boy!
Sure enough, I look into the thickest stuff, vegetation, trees, evergreens, and there stands a beautiful big buck, about 20 yards behind this doe.
Oh,
and I'm like,
yes.
Avery is my daughter's name. I'm like, Avery, hang on. There's another deer coming.
Wait, everything I just told you, don't do any of it.
Stop. Pause.
Freeze.
Yeah, but the doe kind of walked her way off, and then here followed the buck, perfectly broadside.
Oh,
and it was just like the gift from the hunting Lord above. Just that buck stopped perfectly broadside. My daughter didn't even need any more direction from me. Pulled the trigger, bam. The buck dropped on the spot.
Oh,
no tracking, no
gosh.
nothing. And that was the most excitement.
Well, congratulations, Avery.
Has she been hooked ever since? Or in and out of it?
Yeah. She's not as hooked as my boys for sure. But if we talk about that hunt with her, definitely it's something that.
Now you did shoulder mount that deer. I'm hoping
that deer is on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
That's so exciting.
On the wall and on the dinner table. It does not get better. And as a father who's taken daughters hunting, I will tell you there are few things in the world that are much more of an exciting or fulfilling event than being out there with your daughter and seeing it come together. It beats by 1,000,000 miles ever pulling the trigger yourself. So what an awesome experience.
Well, last week you guys were talking about this elk story.
Yeah, I want to hear the elk story.
We did not get to it because,
Yeah,
it's only
because
an
we
hour
run out of
long.
time. It's an hour-long show.
I was coming up with my own versions in my head all week because I wanted to hear
Yes,
it.
and every time you guys, I'm just telling you, you guys giggle with each other like schoolgirls whenever you talk about the elk story. So I want to know what happened on this elk story.
So it's not a deer story, but this is the one time we all hunted
This is
together.
Raised in Wisco. It's all about all animals in the outdoors.
Yeah.
Todd.
So we have been applying for elk tags out in Wyoming for just a couple of years. Now, granted, the zone we were applying for was an average of 14 years, I think, to get a tag in that zone. We got drawn on year 3. Now, how that happened is beyond us.
All three of you?
All three of us. So we applied as a group.
Oh, I see.
Group tag.
Okay.
But in that particular unit, I think they only awarded 5 out-of-state tags. We got 3 of them.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Unbelievable.
And now this is in May. We got drawn.
Did you pay off politicians? On
only ones you introduced us to.
Okay, perfect. Well, then you got to the right guys.
So we were not prepared at all to be drawn. So this is now May of last year. We're just thinking we're building points, and we all get the letters in the mail or the emails, however we got it. And now we're like, oh my God, this is real. We got to get ready because elk season's at the end of September and October, and they only gave us a few months. So having us never hunted elk out there, never even set foot in this unit, then the Deer Dorkery started where it was a lot of e-scouting using Onyx and every other tool we could find, a lot of YouTube videos with hunts during, for that unit and that type of thing. Just a ton of articles about those units and just elk hunting in general. So we had regular meetings in maybe bars and other establishments to talk about this and get ready.
I'm just imagining the music from when Rocky is training.
Yeah.
Like Rocky's got Rocky's got the fight against Ivan Drago.
They all had
and
sweatbands on.
Exactly. So then
But you guys are at bars slamming pitchers.
and then we make the trip and we get out there and we landed in a campground that wasn't totally planned. I mean, we had kind of zoned in on a region or whatever, and we had a couple places in mind. We found a campground that actually had a nice camping site. We had no outfitter. We had no guide. And that first night, we're laying in our tents, and we heard bugling. Now, we were just talking about this out here before the show, that we thought we would have to travel away from camp because we didn't think we were in the optimal spot. Well, that first morning, now it's bow season at that point. We're hiking up that first hill literally right behind our tents, and within 50 yards of crossing the threshold into, call it the wilderness, we see our first elk, and it was a bull with a bunch of cows, and they were all running. We had no chance at a shot, but you want to talk about getting your juices going right away in the first 15 minutes of your 10 days or whatever we're out there.
You almost feel guilty pursuing something that quick.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, we learned a lot in that first half of the hunt, which was the bow half. We get into the gun half, and that first day of gun hunting, I shoot my bull elk that first night.
Wow.
And that was an experience in itself, not just shooting the elk, but then trying to get it off the mountain. So I shot it. I shot it about 7:30 at night, and I think we laid down in bed at 4:30 in the morning after we got it all quartered out and down.
Surprises me you were in bed that quick.
How far out were you?
It was about three miles around into the valley but we had we had UTVs, so we were about halfway. So we still had to get them in and whatever. And then 2 days later, these two tag out basically at the same time.
Oh,
wow.
So I was now Mike's scout. Dean's over on the other side of the same ridge, and Dean shoots first. Isn't sure he hit one. All of a sudden, another big elk comes out, and it was a true wall mounter comes out from Mike.
So, Dean, I want to know, how did you end up on the other side of did you draw the short straw, or is it just because you're the wiry fellow?
Maybe he needed a break from that.
No, I think it's because he's the most. Hey, look, I think the three of us, Deer Dorks, fit in the same category. But, Mike, you're the Dean, you're the wiry one of the group. Is that why they say you're taking the hike, buddy? How far did you walk?
Yep. They said, well, that's the tougher path, though. So Dean, you do that one. And,
Perfect.
Yeah, we had 3 days left with 2 tags, and we kind of split up a little bit to make sure we had some coverage.
Wow.
But what was the fun thing about Mike and I shooting ours so close together was some Wyoming people stopped by, game warden and a wildlife biologist, and he warned us. He said, "You two do not shoot a bull the same day, because it's going to take forever for you guys to get it off the mountain, and there's only the 3 of you, so don't do that." Well,
so you did it.
About 2 days later, we did exactly that.
Well, were you communicating? Like, I got one here and you got one. So you go off kind of on your own. What's going through your head when you're in the middle of the wilderness? Look, if your phone doesn't work, if something happens, you are literally in the middle of nowhere, and you're seeing these elk. You're pursuing them on foot. You're in an area you've never been, all by yourself. What's going through your mind when you see this bull elk?
Well, at that point, we knew the territory a little bit, and because we found that area. Now, I would say about 3 or 4 days earlier, before we found it, I walked up and kind of just did a big hiking trip, and I was chasing some bugles, and I remember thinking to myself that Mike and Todd were going to kill me if I shot an elk.
Where
3
you
miles off the top of that hill. It's not even a hill.
Oh, that's what they get for sending you out.
Yeah. But no, it was
sucker.
You guys are taking the hike too.
Yeah.
Is anyone here a marine biologist?
Yeah.
No, not a wildlife biologist.
Yeah.
Yes. So you see the elk. You eventually see it near the path.
Yeah. Oh, there was no question. It was it fit all the categories of we were gonna shoot at those elk. So.
Well, with that trip being done, what would you change next time? Anything you would change? Like what you should have packed, brought, anything? Oh, Todd's ready for this one.
Physical fitness. I mean, with only a few months to go, there was only so much we could do, to be honest. But I'll tell you what, I mean, that will test your body like nothing else, especially at our age. You know, we're late 40s, early 50s.
Maybe next time you put down the beer and you pick up water?
Yeah. I mean,
in your meetings?
Let's talk about some other options.
But physical fitness, that was my answer.
Physical fitness, nice.
I think that's everybody's answer, though, when they go out on that trip.
Yeah.
No matter what.
I think people underestimate, one of the things people underestimate about using the great outdoors is, and I try to embody this when I hunt, because even if you're hunting is something as simply as geese in a field, you're packing out 100 pounds of gear on your back and you're walking 300 yards into a field. That is extremely excruciating cardiovascular. And I always say, hey, free exercise. It's so much better every time. And you may be exhausted coming back. You know, hiking everything back to the truck, but you're getting exercise out there and you get to be in the great outdoors of Wisconsin, and that is fantastic. And what happens when you're successful in the great outdoors? You definitely get to eat it. Chef Lawton has got our recipe of the week, easy and delicious, on Raised in Wisco. In Wisco, we don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, conservative, liberal. We just don't care because we love to have what we all have in common as a major part of the show. Folks, my name is Joel Clayfish. Sitting alongside of me is Danielle Fairman in the co-pilot seat and award-winning culinarian chef Ellie Lawton. And there's one thing that bonds us all, no matter your political philosophies, no matter your beliefs. Long hair.
Yeah, you have long hair. I have long hair. She has long hair.
It's
We all have
longest
long
it's
hair.
been
What?
in a
Mine's so
while.
short.
That's not where I was going with this.
We all have hair.
We all have hair. Yes.
Hopefully not in the
Well,
food we're
not
about
all-
to eat.
Not all the Deer Dorks have hair, but
Yes, they do.
oh, yes, they have some. Yes, we have been having a great time.
Our
with
recipe's going to be
the
hairy.
Deer Dorks, and we are to the part of the show that I love, talking about how you're going to take that wild game from the field to the table. Chef Lawton, what have we got this week?
Well, my recipe for the week is a spicy miso ramen with ground pheasant.
Oh my, that sounds
Yum.
amazing.
But before we get to that, I want the dorks to tell us a good recipe that they did with their elk.
Oh yeah,
Be-
they ended up
first
with
of all-
3 elk.
First of all, I want to know how many pounds of meat you brought back. And then I want to know one of your favorite dishes you made with the elk.
All right. So the meat was quite a bit.
I imagine.
3 elk.
They're elk.
That's like
Yes.
hauling 3
They're
cows
elk.
home.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Did you have a whole trailer of coolers or something?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, chest freezer and coolers, but I know the number. It was 260 pounds of processed meat per person. So by the time it got done getting processed, we each got
700 pounds.
Sounds
We got- yeah.
About 700
delicious.
pounds of meat.
so it's a lot. Yeah, a lot you can do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
what have you been
so
doing
you
with
got
it?
a half a ton of
Jeez.
meat.
Yeah.
What did you do with it?
Well-
What's one of your favorite recipes, Steve?
Oh, for sure. I've been blessed with a mother and a wife that are very good cooks. So first, thank you for that. And so I think my favorite one was the elk bolognese.
Oh, so
big
fancy.
fan of the bolognese.
Similar to the recipe kind of we talked about last week.
A lot of people call it spaghetti, but bolognese is
Whoa.
basically. Oh, sorry, chef. I'm sorry, I blew up.
Don't
It's
anger
like
her.
it's kind
Settle
of like a meat sauce. Yes. No?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's hear it.
Yeah,
How do you
Dean,
make it?
tell
Well,
us
it's-
all about it.
There's definitely a difference. The elk was sweet. It had a little bit of a
Yeah.
sweet flavor to it and things.
Like a
and-
wild boar almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it really brought out a nice flavor. And then
love
there's some
elk.
big, thick egg noodles, I believe, is what it was with. And all the fixings that normally goes into that.
Yeah, I have
little
no
carrots
idea.
and celery and
I was
diced and-
carrots and celery. Yes,
And
that's what there's-
bolognese?
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
did you say spaghetti?
It's served over pasta. It's like a meat sauce.
Danielle,
so lost.
we'll
It's like
talk
a
about
meat sauce
Danielle.
over
We'll talk
pasta.
about that later.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
I'm
that
Italian,
one, that
it's
one
all
would be my
spaghetti to
favorite.
me.
And then I think you see in elk chili, you kind of have that same
Ooh.
flavoring of that sweet elk meat.
Yeah.
It's,
Now
it's
I
a
know
big
that
difference.
That
yeah.
sounds
Oh,
delicious.
those are 2 fantastic recipes.
Yeah, good job.
All
Your wife
right.
and mom.
Well,
nice.
miso hungry. What do we got? Let's get to the miso soup.
Oh, geez.
Threw Chef Lawton off her game there
Yep.
for a
Sorry
minute.
about that.
We're talking about a
we need to
meat-
change the
a
recipe now.
Miso
Yeah.
pheasant.
Different recipe. Danielle, what do you got? Grilled cheese?
I did just have that last
Okay.
night.
We're going to do
I
this
did a
recipe.
homemade tomato bisque, though.
Gosh
Ooh, that
darn
sounds
it.
amazing.
Damn it, Danielle.
I put it in the blender and everything.
God. Okay, we're going to talk about this spicy miso ramen. Do you guys love ramen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The
love
dorks are all shaking their head.
and ramen and hot pot and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, we were just talking about miso ramen. So.
Okay. We're ready.
So we have some wonderful ground pheasant. I know Megan Salzar has a lot of that at her house that we're going to use for this recipe. So I'm going to run down the ingredients that we use. Our wonderful Megan will post the directions because there's a few instructions for this recipe. Fantastic. Miso is a wonderful ingredient that you all should have in your kitchen. It's concentrated paste made out of soybeans, fermented soybeans. It brings a really nice kind of meaty, savory, umami flavor to your dishes. So if you don't have miso in your kitchen, please get it and try some recipes with it. So Danielle, that's what's up for you next.
I'm so lost at that.
What is umami
These
flavor?
beans taste like meat.
It's a savory kind of like meaty flavor that you get.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how do you make the soup with it?
Well, we're making ramen. So we have 1 pound of the ground pheasant. We have some garlic cloves, shiitake mushrooms, toasted sesame oil. Danielle, you have all these.
I do.
Yep. Crushed red pepper flakes, cayenne pepper, peppercorns. So we are going to make a really nice, bold, spicy ramen with this. You'll need some beef broth, some coconut milk. We love that.
Oh, love it.
And some coconut aminos, which I know a lot of people don't have. You can swap out with soy sauce. No problem there. Bamboo shoots, canned. So they're very easy to acquire, Danielle. Just settle down. Fresh lime juice, kosher salt, eggs. So on the top of this, we're gonna top it with soft boiled eggs, which is fantastic. And then we're gonna have the ramen, and we're gonna garnish with some sesame seeds and green onion.
Is this like a one pot meal?
Yeah, you're gonna make it
Sweet.
in a Dutch oven.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Ooh, that sounds great. And then do you add the noodles at the end, or how?
At the very end. Yeah, the last 2 minutes, you're gonna add it.
I'm gonna make that.
Yeah.
That sounds
We're going to
amazing.
have the instructions up on the Facebook page. Everybody check it out. It is a fantastic cold weather hearty ramen.
And you know
And
what?
you can use any protein you want. You could use your shredded elk. You can use pheasant, ground pork, whatever you want.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. I love when we talk about Asian influenced dishes with wild game, because you rarely think of that when you have wild game. And I'm going
And
to
you
tell
get
you,
so many flavors out of it, too.
I absolutely love all the combination of flavors in the Asian cooking. And I love to do it with venison and wild goose, too.
Yes, it's wonderful.
Waterfowl works fantastic.
All of it.
Hey, what an exciting show. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week on Raised in Wisco.